He needs to be a tank. The strategy has got to change.
What mindset is Thor?
Oh, Thor would be all right. Let's see if they do it.
Bit more
P's and
control.
B's. Game 2, ready to go.
Once again, we're going to have exactly the same lineup. So,
They swap sides this time. Luminosity playing out of order.
oh, well, we're going to get a guaranteed thing here. Either Eager will get their very first win on Chaos this season, or Luminosity will get their very first win on Order.
They start with the Raijin ban, another targeted shot to the best.
And I expect the best will probably take Zeus again. I think the best on Zeus is very, very confident. He's comfortable on it. He's only picked Zeus and Raijin so far this season. Thor banned away by Eager. They don't want Andy to get that one. And Odin taken away by Luminosity.
All right, so first pick from Loom.
Kali?
It could be Kali. I mean, andinster's Kali is nothing to joke with, man.
I don't think any of the junglers in the SPLs, Kali is something to joke with ever, really.
That last game.
Khepri.
I don't think this is a big surprise, considering how high the ban rate has been.
It is to me.
JeffHindla, of course. Jeff has the best peels worldwide.
Well, it is to me because this is the first game Luminosity haven't banned Khepri.
That's true.
Their very first game in North season, they're not banned Khepri.
Soul Zeus for an aggressive, very highly damaging, or magically damaging team. As Team Eager locks in what is likely their Hunter and their mid. Yeah, Houyi, Odin.
No, Odin banned.
So no,
Odin.
yeah, excuse me. Houyi, Khepri.
What else would we go here? Houyi.
Kali, I mean. Or for Soul, I would probably lock in Vamana. Given the fact that Odin is gone, Vamana's definitely the top pick here. He counters both Zeus and Soul. I mean, this is definitely the way to go.
Gonna have a little think about it. It's gonna be Chronos for the mid lane there.
Okay.
BaRRaCCuDDa has had some fantastic games on that already this season. Not a surprise to see him run it back, unless Houyi's in mid.
There was a point in Season 1 where Chronos was terrible. And Chronos got picked in, I think it was Game 4.
Game Hunter, by any chance?
No, it was TheBoosh.
Okay.
And Chronos was terrible at the time. Kumbhakarna, again, picked up. This time, not Counter Soul, just picked. And I said to Boosh afterwards, I'm like, why did you pick this god? I mean, yes, you won, but you were winning with Ra just as much. Why pick Chronos? He goes, oh, I like him. He's fun.
And to be fair, sometimes just having a god that you enjoy playing really helps your play style.
Alquang and Serket getting taken away as it looks like it's the assassin's turn to be removed.
I think we'll see 2 more assassins more than likely. Yes, Kali taken off the table by Eager, surprisingly enough. Fenrir in response?
They did it last time.
Gonna have a think about it. Bellona.
Oh.
So a little shot at Divios over in that solo lane there as well.
That's a really deep shot because he played Raven last game and said, you can play that again. We're going to take Bellona away.
Maybe we see Ratatoskr Guan come out from Eager here. Run Guan in the jungle, Rat for solo lane is a possible option.
They're probably going to pick Humbots.
Is it because they locked it in?
Yes.
Good call.
Yeah.
I guess Fenrir in response by Luminosity then?
It's possible. I was expecting that actually from Team Eager. Luminosity has Nasha again. Okay, not a big surprise. I think Andy played very well last game.
He did, and he got some good ultimate stuff, especially onto Zapman in the dual lane.
Ami again.
Snoopy likes that Army. And to be fair, Amaterasu, when she came out, she was picked every game or banned every game.
Yeah.
Then she started to dip because people seemed to work out how to deal with her. She started to rise back once more now.
Her end game is impossible. I mean, that's just what it is.
And if you don't die early game, it's not going to be that much of a big deal to just weather the storm of the early game in the solo lane.
And there he is, the tried and true Ratatoskr going back to the solo lane. It's likely we will see an Emerald Rat, as this will be going to the hands of Divios.
And the Emerald is the heal?
Heal, yes. On the Acorn Blast.
And that'll just continue to sustain him in the lane. Obviously, with Bluestone, with Blue Buff as well, he's just going to be able to sustain consistently. Maybe make some rotations almost ungankable, I guess, in this lane.
You know, it's weird. You pay all this money for this ability to heal. It actually still does significantly less healing than Tier.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I think it winds up capping out somewhere in the neighborhood of like 330, 370, somewhere around there.
I mean, Tier's got to have some payoff. He's only got one arm. You know? Like, at least he can heal better. Give him a break. Divios, start of the game, is invested into his Acorn. Going to take teleport and go back to base and pick up some health potions.
Now, this is something Divios loves to do. He doesn't go into Bluestone like most other Ratatoskr players. He goes directly into an advance in Flurry of Acorns, ensuring that now his 2 will slow, giving him more aggression in the early game, allowing him to box out someone like Amaterasu.
More control as well, I guess, in the laning phase more than anything else. He might not have the wave clear overall, but it will allow him to at least slow, put some pressure on. And talk about pressure, mid-jungle combinations here of Chronos and Nijar up against Batz and Zeus. I say that's relatively even in the early stages of the game of wave clear. Maybe ever so slightly in favor of Zeus, I'd say. Give or take.
Given the new shield, I would probably give it to Zeus.
That's true. I could see that one. Start the game. Let's just see where everyone's going to be getting. No one going to contest mid harpies, and you can see there's reflective wards from either team over at those mid harpies, just to keep an eye out for anybody doing them. And this seems to be the standard sort of ward strategy at the beginning of these SPL games just lately.
Wow, actually pretty decent clear time from the top side, given that they're dealing with a triple bounce from Hou Yi. They're both going to get into the boards at the same time. I imagine there will be a slight advantage for the blue team. I'm watching. No, yeah, just slight, about a second.
Mid lane has got that exactly the same time there, and you can see the minions are relatively even between the two right now. But djpernicus going to help clear it a little bit quicker than Andy early on, just because the ring toss wasn't available. There it is. Going to get some poke on the best. You need to be careful of the sash, but Aror over on the left-hand side has been poked very heavily early on.
Early to separate. Does JeffHindla take the opportunity? No. Well deep into the tower. But a shot from BaRRaCCuDDa. Man alive!
Finds that ricochet back. He said, hey, Zap, I've got ricochets too, my friend. And interesting matchup because we saw them the other way around last game. Let's see how they can do against each other.
So far, so good on both sides, both landing some pretty key shots. He was actually groggy striked right as the silence from the abduct hits.
That's right.
So he winds up getting the abduct, but being stuck in place with him.
It would have been nice if he would have managed to find the abduct just before the groggy strike, because it would have reset the cooldown, so he would have had to recast it all over again if he wanted to go for that aggression. But I think that's what we actually saw last time around, is why Aror took so much poke. Talk about taking poke, boosh under pressure here, going to get stuff, purification from both of them, which gets them both alive.
Very smart by both. If BaRRaCCuDDa had not done that, djpernicus landing when he did would have slowed him, forced him into what could have been another big crit. At the same time, djpernicus, knowing that he's going to get so many lands, wouldn't be able to chase, burns his purification. It was both a perfect offense and a perfect defense happening at the same time, and when perfection meets perfection, it just washes out.
First invade of the game happened on the right-hand side. Divios going to steal away Snoopy's ball. Not a big surprise when you are right up against Amaterasu early on, but Snoopy, well, going to take a little bit of poke as he returns to the lane with that dash.
Decent damage coming through. You'll watch him. The way that he plays this is so clean. And you'll notice he's willing to take damage. He's willing to trade this out because he's going to win the trade in terms of farm, and he's going to win the trade in terms of healing.
Right inside again, an invade coming out from Eager, who stole away those back harpies one more time. Andy was there to defend, but he was a little bit too late. Right harpies are currently down, so Eager taking the long way route back to mid lane again, so they don't get picked off, trying to make a rotation through that dangerous gap against the Sash of Nija.
So Divios actually doesn't have any sustainability right now before the Emerald Acorn comes online. He's still a couple hundred gold away from being able to get it as well. So he has to be pretty careful here. He doesn't want to trade anymore, given the fact that Snoopy still has a health pot. It's going to be hard for him to deal with, but Snoopy's very low on mana right now. He might be able to force him to burn the teleport. Talking about Divios forcing Snoopy to burn that teleport on the right side.
Snoopy is going to go back to base there. Sorry, Divios is going to go back to base there. Snoopy takes up those imps at the Fire Giant pit as well. I'm going to continue farming up. Sustain nicely in that lane is Snoopy so far. One health potion left. Divios returns, though, with just a health potion and mana potion.
So this is one of my favorite points in the game. The 3-minute mark is so interesting right now in the meta because both teams are so predictable in what they're going to start with. Every team right now is very predictable on where they're going to be in the jungle in the early game. They know that the blues and reds are respawning right now.
Same time.
Which is why you see such a big timing come out from djpernicus. He's there right as the blue spawns, so the invade potential stops.
Poke onto JeffHindla a little bit there. Could have come out, but Ricochet comes out from BaRRaCCuDDa to make sure Zap can't party pressure on. Blue buff does go the way of Divios on the right-hand side. Snoopy hasn't picked his up just yet, but has pressured the lane.
Actually, Snoopy back too, got his boots, and Divios didn't need to back, got his Emerald Acorn online, and check out that slow over and over. Divios backs up here, knows he wants to wait for that heal to come back up.
Just let himself a heal up. Snoopy going to return to his blue buff, though. His ball is available as well, which he'll be looking to take if he can before Divios looks for some more invasion there.
About 4 minutes in as the blue gets taken. 3-man rotation to ensure it. Right side mid-camp's about to spawn. I wonder if we'll see a contest here, or if it's just going to go right to Eager.
Looks like it will go all the way to Eager for free. Left one still down. You can see two members of Luminosity rotating around for their balls on that duo lane side there. And talk about the duo lane for both these teams. Watchers and Boots as standard. Neither support has actually gone back to base yet, which is quite surprising for 4.5 minutes in.
I like the helmet, though, coming out from Best. I mean,
he did that last game, too.
Yeah, just not even talking about the boots, you know, just going right into this helmet to stop any rotation possible from andinster, to stop if BaRRaCCuDDa rotates or Snoopy rotates. A little bit of that protection helps a lot.
It's a bit of a slower paced game again, but it all exploded last time at the Gold Fury. I think we'll see the same sort of thing this time. Left harpies are flashing here. JeffHindla in position on this Khepri to pick it up. Khepri, more of a defensive god, and I think this is one of Jeff's major strengths for me, is when he gets to play defensive gods, sit on the backside and be that peel for his team. It's one of the best signs of him by far. Some supports are a lot more aggressive. I really feel Jeff is the peel support god.
For me, I think Kanye Life and JeffHindla are the two people I look for peels. Like just major effects of like all over the place, trying to freeze, trying to get those chains off. Aggressive supports, I'm looking at people, I'd say North America's Pain de Vion, and then of course Raffer in Europe.
Tank.
Oh, and Trix Tank, that's true. Bacchus.
Yeah,
oh my
every
God.
single game. I mean, he's always playing something aggressive he can. Some Wukong, Guan Yu, looking for poke and damage the whole time. Still no deaths in. You actually saw a rotation grab from djpernicus to the left-hand side there, looking to pressure and put poke onto BaRRa, but BaRRa just returned to base. He's actually holding that wave for Zapman. Zapman does not like giving up farm for free.
Zapman will not allow you, as team captain, to ever take his farm.
How dare you?
You can't even...
You can share, but you cannot last hit.
No, sharing, you get 1.5 waves and then you have to leave.
Talking about Zapman, though, he's just gone into a build here where he's gone straight for the Helm. Not gone for Doom Orb, which we saw come out of BaRRa last game. Instead, gone for the defensive yet penetrative option.
So he's going to lose a little bit of damage, but of course gain a fair amount of survivability. Trouble here, another perfect ult coming out from Andy. Is it enough? Yes.
Sleepy time is there, but Best is going to pop the ult in place. Not going to be enough to return the damage. Rotation's a little bit late from Eager to try and respond and support.
I think the only way they could have done that is if Best put that Lightning Storm down earlier and to block off BaRRaCCuDDa. I mean, once that Sleepy got popped, I mean, Andy just sat there. He's like, I have full passive. Like, I don't have to worry about this at all.
Was that a stop time from BaRRaCCuDDa that stunned him, first of all, beforehand?
Oh, it might have been. I think
and then
I might
he
have
set him up
missed
for
that.
the ult. We didn't catch it on camera, but I guess that's probably the transition that happened. Aror walks into mid, gets hit by the stop time, sets Andy up for the ult.
For any other team, I would say it would most have had to be, but for Andy, he probably just decided to ult him.
Pressure in mid lane now coming out from Luminosity, looking to invade the red buff on the left-hand side. And this has been the talking point of Luminosity every single game so far, at least in this set. They've looked to invade red every time. Zapman is here to defend though, but maybe he gets picked because they did spot him.
No, not stolen.
But
Zapman able to get that?
Root comes out, uppercut from Aror in response, going to root down JeffHindla. If possible, BaRRaCCuDDa going to zone away the rotation from the best. Finno Evil pop there as well. Still, no deaths on either side. They're waiting for Andy to pass, obviously for that to stop, but still goes off.
Too early. Snoopy trying to get away, gets one stun. Is it going to be enough? Yes! Magical damage across the board. We'll find it. And Eager will tie up the kills. A late stop time finds a double stun, but it's not going to be enough. Still slight advantage for Luminosity.
They get a kill to Eager, but they can't go for the Gulf, which they'd love to do. They've used all their ultimates. No Supernova, no ultimate from Zeus available online, no Fear No Evil, so it's very hard to contest and secure that Gulf Fury is the reason we don't see them look for the objective.
Best could be in a weird spot here. Jeff, however, does not take the opportunity to abduct.
Look what Best did there, though. He threw the Aegis down behind him immediately, knowing that on his path out, he could throw a chain line in there, deal some damage back. Very good presence of mind. It was only a small thing, but those things matter.
And that ensures he doesn't have to turn around, too, which I think is a really big deal. Left side Harpy is going to be going to LG.
Right went to Eager as well, as Divios is now doing his ball on the right-hand side. Divios did make that rotation over here, even though I didn't really notice him in that fight. But talking about getting caught out, Best is in a bit of trouble here, will be bursted by the
Got him!
And then Andy takes one up in the sky.
Jeff's not in a great spot with health or mana here, as Andy gets very low as well. He'll be taken. Very low, though, as djpernicus able to get... no, not able to get away. And a perfect beat. BaRRaCCuDDa trying to find another one. Is going to get a double there, and he rewinds beautifully, almost back to 100% health.
Cooldowns available for BaRRaCCuDDa again to re-aggress, and there's BaRRaCCuDDa with the suns raining down. Snoopy feeling himself a little bit, but disapparate from Zapman. Turned it around, and Divios is on his tree.
He could be in some trouble here. Second one doesn't hit. No stun available, but BaRRaCCuDDa able to find it. Could be in some trouble. Stuck. Oh, hey, BaRRaCCuDDa.
Didn't manage to find the hit. BaRRaCCuDDa is back low on mana though. BaRRaCCuDDa takes a lot of poke. Stellar Burst misses. Snoopy goes back in. Not going to be able to find the kill they want. And will dash away. Zapman thinking about still going aggressive changes his mind.
No, he doesn't. Oh my god. 290 getting sent away of Zapman as he throws out a final Stellar Burst to wash the fight out. Luminosity ends the fight with an advantage in kills and gold, but just barely. That was intense.
That was a beautiful fight from both teams in so many different things there. You saw Aror get a very good ult off. Aror got a double kill them, but then when he went for the yawn onto the BaRRaCCuDDa, BaRRaCCuDDa immediately saw the animation coming, cancelled it with Purification, picks up the kill off it, and then Zapman's rotation made it big impact.
And then Zapman comes in. Divios comes in. They almost find something. Zap overcommits, winds up getting a perfect disapparate off to bait Boosh, and then goes back in, thinks that he's going to have an opportunity to go for BaRRaCCuDDa. BaRRaCCuDDa turns it around and sends some damage his way. A stop time comes out, or rather a time rift comes out and forces Zapman away again. And finally, the fight washes. But it's just like, you see these two Hunter players, Zapman and BaRRaCCuDDa, and I can't imagine that there are two more celebrated players in the role in the world. And
most loved as well, like in the region.
Well, that was the reason.
Prime example, and that's why they've been on two of the biggest teams for a long period of time. Now find themselves on two new teams for this season as well, as we tune in with Boosh in the mid lane. Fully stacked Doom Orb online, just hit level 12. Epic Kumbhakarna from Aror, just missed off the mark. He's Blink now on cooldown as well, so definitely a win for Luminosity to look for more aggression.
That's my favorite part about Kumbhakarna. He's the only character in the game that really rewards you, or not rewards you, but it like really tells you that you missed your ultimate. Because instead of hearing that giant slam, you just hear boom, boom, boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom.
The noise that should happen when you miss an ultimate.
What, every single time?
Every time. You miss an Asha ult, you know, shh, boom, boom, boom.
That'd be terrible. Just like a sad, disappointed. Oh, talk about this. Ego invading the blue buff there. Divios choosing a path into the enemy jungle to dash through too. Last
He's
dash
going to get
has
caught
now
here.
been used.
He has to ult.
If Boosh can find the stun here, he could be under pressure. But no, he'll be fine. He'll heal himself up, and the rotation from the team means that Snoopy's a little bit of an awkward spot himself and dashes away.
Snoopy actually uses the dash, but he was still affected by the groggy strike, so he wound up just sitting in place for a second, facing in the opposite direction. No one chased him, so he'll wind up staying safe. Right side camps did, it looked like, go to Snoopy as well.
Well, build for Divios this game on that rat. Once again, I like to talk about it because we don't see it that often. Going for the Warrior Tabby, and now Breastplate of Valor's is next going to be choice of item here. So a little bit of survivability in that and cooldown reduction too.
Speaking of builds, I'm looking at JeffHindla, who did the Wingblade build last game, decides to go into the Traveler Shoes into Spirit Robe this game.
So Spirit Robe both games in a row this time. Yeah. Is that something to do with Kumbhakarna more often than not? I'm guessing it is. He's worried about Kumba CCing him up so we get some extra protections from being in place so much. You said it last game. Seems the same reason this game.
I mean, if you're going to kill a Khepri, it's going to be because you CC chain the hell out of him.
Yeah.
This is going to possibly prevent that. Snoopy going to get slowed here. Should have his dash. Divios looking to box. He's trying to step right in front as the silence comes out, but Snoopy able to walk away there.
Snoopy's actually healing because of the aura around him too, so he's not too worried about taking a little bit of poke. Will return to his boar now, bring this one down. As on the left-hand side of the map, BaRRaCCuDDa has translated this online, working towards his assy now, just taking his boar on this side. Player damage though, about the same sort of level as Zap. Zap's a little bit further ahead, which is expect with those stellar bursts.
But I mean, just Divios, like.
Yeah, just
wow.
Divios.
9,600 right now. Granted, a lot of it, I would say, is fairly ineffective.
It's true.
Oh, trouble.
Maybe some effectiveness into andinster there as he gets rooted out. The damage coming out from TheBest was good there, but he's got it all on the rotation of djpernicus who dropped the Fatal Evil, and instead it's DJ who's in trouble and in very, very low health.
And he stays inside the Lightning Storm to ensure he dies. Divios trying to find it. TheBest blows it up. A detonate was perfect. Divios taken to the back line as Aror overcommitting, takes a nap. I don't know if it's enough.
Aror should fall down here for sure. They will give the kill over to Snoopy, but Zapman's there with the Supernova to secure one in response. Divios under pressure, going to get hit by the Ricochet. Jumped on by BaRRaCCuDDa. Sanctuary, great play coming out from Divios to stay alive. Heals himself back up, but there's a rotation around the back by Snoopy.
He can dash 2 more times here if he's very smart, and yes, he will be able to do it. Snoopy trying to dive in the back line. Heavenly Reflection will miss, and Divios not only finds a cleanup kill, but gets out of danger. Zapman, however, might not be in the same spot.
Sanctuary saves the day for him. Snoopy going to dive in, potentially looking for this. Changes his mind though, realizing it's going to be a little bit too difficult. Instead, they'll reset and potentially look for the tower or the Gold Fury.
Did you see that attempt at the Ricochet, by the way? Yeah. He shot it behind the tower. That would have been some stuff, man.
And the funny thing is, the more you play against Hou Yi or play as Hou Yi, you'll learn the angles when you're against him too.
Yeah.
So you know, like, oh, he can bounce it off this wall, so I'm just going to be careful about taking this step back, otherwise I'm going to get hit. And you'll learn by just playing as him.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the reasons you can actually predict his jungle movement as well. It's like, okay, I know he can one-shot his boar here, which is most likely meaning he's going to come through this choke point here.
That's why I was surprised that Zapman managed to get that double kill on that Ricochet triple bounce in the jungle, because I expected people to, you know, realize he was going to go for it. I mean, in the pressure of a battle, you don't really think about that. And Andy getting pressured again. He got the ultimate from JeffHindla there and will die in the sky with the detonate, and which immediately brings Aror back down to earth, but Jeff did not manage to save him. I thought he got the
BaRRaCCuDDa
off.
is getting focused here. The rewind should be going off. Nope, he didn't have it.
Beautiful from JeffHindla, though, to keep him alive. Snoopy in the back will secure the best in response to the death of andinster. But meanwhile, on the backside here, Divios is keeping the rest of Luminosity busy. And Luminosity, they turn their attention to Divios here.
Oh, Snoopy, not quick enough, even with that aura, to escape Auror's Groggy Strike. It looks like they're going to back off here. It's possible they take an attempt at the Gold Fury. Eager down 2 kills right now, looking to even the score as they find the first big objective win of the game.
Much better position for Eager to be in now. Divios on zone in duty, trying to keep Snoopy busy. Snoopy, though, he just wants to make sure the Gold Fury is not going to go uncontested for now, but losing this trade against Divios for now. Eager, get the Gold Fury. BaRRa has to disengage, as does Snoopy. And with that, we should go to the graphs, and we should see Eager are in control.
Yeah, they actually wind up taking a 146 experience difference wave to wave. Actually, it goes back into the favor of LG, just barely. But then Eager finds themselves with a gold advantage as well. About 1,000 gold, not too bad.
This comp feels a lot stronger to me, though, because Hombatz in the jungle provides a lot more control in these engagements. Yes, they had Aror, but Divios is now making these rotations, and Divios is being a pest. That's what you want from a solo laner. You want him to be a pest over and over again, and he's a rat. That is a pest.
He is very mischievous, I would say. Mischievous. So this time, Aror keeping pace with JeffHindla in experience and ahead in gold. As you see, a small advantage. He goes into the double aura build. But Eager guarantees a loss in this game because Aror built his starter item in the second slot, and you can't win
I was going to say how long it would take you to notice that.
I just noticed it, and I hate everything.
Fun fact.
It's not fun.
When you yawn and you've got Traveler Shoes as Kumbhakarna, it gives you gold if you hit people with it.
Really?
Yes.
I thought it was damage.
Nope, it also procs on yawns. So that's why you'll probably see a gold lead from him, other than the Gold Fury, is the fact that if he yawns on 2-3 people in a fight, he gets gold.
Auror's a cheater.
No, it's just clever use of in-game mechanics, DM.
Why are you sending that back at me? Come on, man.
I know, I'm just saying you're online. I know what you do. Root's going to connect onto djpernicus, a little bit of poke for JeffHindla, and a little bit of 30 gold in the coffers, too, for free.
Speaking of clever use of in-game mechanics, have you had a chance to try Jingwei yet?
I've seen the teleport trick already.
Oh, I don't care about that. That's not clever use of game mechanics.
Yeah,
That's
it
just
is.
like a misnomer in coding.
Oh, we're talking about the fountain?
I'm just saying, like, what you could do with her passive. It's crazy. Like, eventually, when that gets to the
Oh
end,
my god, did he just abduct it on purpose?
I would say so. He went for the silence, yeah.
No, he blinked at the same moment Jeff was. I think Jeff was trying to disengage, but caught Aror with the abduct immediately as he blinked in. There's no way Jeff's a god, right? He's a sex god, but at the same time, there's no way he could pull that off.
So Blink cooldown traded for Shell cooldown, and we also got a teleport wasted by Divios as well. You'll see Snoopy over in the right lane trading out some damage. Let's check that out here. Actually, he's gonna walk away.
Body blocking his Divios. They're trying to slow him down. There's nobody in support, so Snoopy's not scared to fight this, though. He's just going to box this one out, and overall, the trade went even.
Yeah. Divios a little bit away. You'll notice there's a Pestilence there that's kind of shutting down some of his damage. If Divios had a bit more gold and had that Frostbound Hammer online, I think that would have been probably a better trade for him.
Jeff got focused a little bit there, and the Groggy Strike misses thanks to the abduct away from JeffHindla. So everyone's good for now. 8-6, 18 minutes in the game. Much better scenario for Eager this game round.
Now the fun thing is using Jingwei's passive out of the enemy fountain.
Yeah.
That's fun.
We all knew that was going to happen.
It's so fun.
It sounds fun, but no one ever is going to pull that off in a match.
No, of course not.
So I don't know why everyone's getting all
Well,
salty and upset about it.
That's not fair, because one time in tournament, Lassus went into the enemy fountain and bought like an active, and then used it.
And then the Titan died.
No, I don't think so.
And then the Titan died. I'm guarantee you. Either the Titan died or he died soon after.
I'm pretty sure he like got a beads or something and then used it to get out of the fight.
I mean, that one I'm not even interested in, because it's like, nah, you're going to die for doing it anyway.
It's so cool, though. Come on, man.
What I'd like is, like, we see Jingwei in competitive play, right? They're going to go for the end. Someone tries to get fancy on Jingwei, jumps in, flies around, dies because he steps in too long. Team throw, and they do a Cloud9 in EU.
I'm going to call that the Shing.
Okay.
He's never done that. I don't know that he's even played the God, but I think it's important that we coin it for Shing.
Why for Shing?
I just feel like it's something Shing would do.
Okay. Pressure in mid lane from Luminosity here. 3 men grouped up, and you can see Zapman making a rotation, as does BaRRaCCuDDa to this mid lane. Ricochet connects with Aror, gets hit by... No, he does not get hit by that stun. Managed to throw back away, but BaRRa gets some good poke on the tower before disengaging, before the follow-up damage.
BaRRa was doing 104 damage per hit on that fight.
That's with Transcendence, Assy, and a little bit of extra attack speed.
Also, we should probably note that there's not a throwing dagger. That was Transcendence start.
Yeah. think of. I'm not a big fan of the whole you with throwing down.
Yeah, he can pretty much handle himself.
And to be fair, you're going to have enough damage late game not to require crit with that Mark of the Crow.
Yeah, it's true.
So you can just rely on the ricochets. And actually, Eager going to respond in tow to this mid lane. Luminosity, we're expecting this. They actually had to teleport. Aror is going to get silenced. But the teleport didn't come through from Snoopy there because the tier 1 tower fell.
Yeah, just slightly off. I think if Snoopy teleported in, even if the tower died, I think there could have been a fair turnaround potential, given the fact that they were grouped up in a very small space, and her ult hits a very large one.
Well, Power Spike starting to come online. Zapman just finished his Obsidian Shard, so his penetration's gone through the roof. Interesting build coming out from him, though, overall. With no Dumo, which we've seen the majority of Souls go. He's gone for Demonic Grip.
Yeah, I'm not usually a big fan of this build. I'm hoping he can change my mind with it. Even from the beginning, I've never really seen Soul as an auto attacker. She's just not to me. And yes, Telekines was buffed. It gives you a massive amount of attack speed now in comparison to what it used to. But for her to get to the front line and actually hit those shots off when she doesn't have lifesteal or the ability to crit or whittle down the way that Chin Size or Deathbringer does, it seems like there's wasted potential with Stellar Burst.
But with Disapparate, she can go in, get those auto attacks off, not get the movement penalty. And then when you finally hit that front line and you're too far forward, you're invulnerable anyway. So you just walk away.
And then what happens when you apparate?
Then Best is going to get hit by an Abduct, have to use Purification and Sanctuary. That's survive. Fear No Evil from djpernicus goes off around the back, which is going to split the fight a little bit. Andy responded in tow onto DJ, who's now into Purification. Divios jumps in on the backside, going to get some good damage off the team. Has a dash available still if he wants to go for it, but gets the Mark of the Crow and Sanctuaries it immediately.
This could be big from Best as well. He throws down the Lightning Storm. That might waste it in the backline. Snoopy going real deep. Best trying to juke it with a hot step. Doesn't quite find it. Snoopy going to be forced to escape here as Divios continues his mischievous ways. Snoopy will find nothing but a trip back to the base.
Tale of two solo laners who have both fallen in that engagement now. However, the health bars of Luminosity definitely stronger at this point in time. Jeff still has his ultimate available, and there's the pressure with that Telekines that we were talking about.
Yeah.
He can immediately disengage, but the problem is, what happens when it's not available anymore? Well, he's going to run away bravely.
Oh, Andy, cheeky shot there.
Ring toss.
He tried the ring toss to bounce it off the Gold Fury to hit Zap. Even one hit on that would have given Andy enough movement speed and a big enough slow on Zapman to catch that and bring it down. But it winds up being a 1-for-1 as both solo laners crying out, "Where was my team?"
This is a cool game. I'm going to say that right now. This is a great game. The way these two teams are playing, both teams are actually playing the way they should be doing. The solo laners are being aggressive, looking for the backline. The supports are both peeling for the backline. The solo laners are surviving as long as they can before they both fall down. And then they look at you like, oh, is that all that died? It's crazy.
This is also the first game, I think, where we have not talked about djpernicus in a negative sense.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't think he had a terrible game last game. Personally,
he had a pretty terrible game last game.
He was calling. He had to sit and farm. Just a little bit caught out here, though. Going to get body blocked in, going to get hit by the Stellar Burst, but Andy's there in support. The Groggy Strike hit both, and now they turn their attention to Andy, who's in an awkward spot. He immediately responds with an ult in tow, which stops Best from detonating, and the damage from going off into him. What is DJ doing? Going in the back with a Fear No Evil, hit him.
Two crits in a row!
He's going to get it off with the ultimate, though, as Snoopy takes out the Best. DJ awkwardly positioned, but he's got support from Divios.
Divios going to find a big turnaround. Zapman credited with a double as they continue forward. He's trying to look for Andy. Doesn't quite have the movement speed. Forced to retreat, but a Gold Fury is available and a 3-for-1 advantage as Eager ties up the score.
Andy caught DJ. Andy caught DJ in the jungle. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, did he just jump back on himself to get away? He did, djpernicus gets out of danger.
Look at Snoopy.
Using the blink, but Snoopy trying to defend the gold.
No ult. Can we actually hover on Snoopy? Will he have it available? No, it doesn't matter. He's dead.
Yeah, they're just pinning him in the corner.
Wait, he's not dead.
He gets out, but for how long? He's going to use Benevolence to give him the mobility, but Zap says, you know what, I've got Disapparate, I'll chase too. Supernova gets dropped, and he will find the kill with the in-hand.
The Gold Fury gets pulled again as Andy decides, in a true andinster fashion, if we lost this, let's give it up, let's find farm elsewhere. He is the only player that you will ever see make this play as quickly as he does it. It really is inspiring, and it should be to everyone. Because every other player is like, I could throw a ring. Maybe it'll kill it. And he's like, not worth. Gonna go get back camps.
Just do back camps and take what he could from the jungle. Let's check in with the golden experience here. Just under 4,000 experience in favor of Eager now. Just over 4,000 gold in favor of them as well. One thing I want to talk about though, Zapman and his build. You said you didn't like it. Well, look at that player damage.
He's crushing, man.
And the funny thing is Zapman was once credited as the hunter that everyone used to look to when it came to builds. In terms of the hunter role, well, when you're playing Sol in the hunter role, he's come up with this build and it's working out for him, just like the countless AD carry builds we've seen from him before.
To be fair, most people play Sol differently, though.
They do.
Most people play Sol like a mage, and he is playing Sol like a hunter, and he's probably the first player to do so since her release. It's been a while.
I can feel that. I think Funballer played it pretty aggressively when he was playing with the side of Paradigm on that side, but definitely over in North America.
Does not take the opportunity. Okay. To be fair, BaRRa is 19, but Zapman's 20.
Zapman is 20 right now. He's having a good game. 5-0 and 2 so far in this game. And how much damage over him is he? About 4,500 damage over a whole ye.
That's a pretty big deal.
Pretty good stats there.
Aror walking over. Ooh, okay.
That was very... But this is why this was so interesting.
Look at him run away.
I actually expected to say, I'm surprised BaRRa didn't use Purification then. Because Purification...
That'd have been crazy.
Because he looked like Aror was baiting for the uppercut, right? Like, go on do it, and then I'm going to uppercut you. The reason he didn't is because Purification went on cooldown. And he's only got Shell as his relic, which I just realized as well. So he wasn't baiting or showing how, relaxed he was, BaRRa, in that situation. He just didn't have it up.
We're going to be slowed down here for a second as he gets rooted. That wing blade still available, not too afraid. As left side tier 1 probably going to fall. Sol is angry, as she likes to say, and tower falls.
Yeah, Eagle got themselves in a good position right now. They're taking 3 towers down on the map to the only 1 tower that Luminosity managed to find in the mid lane. Gold Furies, obviously, it's only 1 so far this game, I want to say, in favor of Eagle.
2.
Or is it 2?
2.
Carry the stats. Oh, Andy just blink ulted immediately into the mid lane. Some good pressure onto Zapman, but is it enough for the kill?
Not yet. Sanctuary was going to be used. Still has Disapparate available as well. So he's alive for now as BaRRa comes in.
BaRRa charges in, going to drop the Suns as well as Snoopy cleaned up Zapman. Thanks to the engage from Andy. And now you're going to see immediately a raw bursted down. Jeff gets credit with the auto on Sleepy Time.
Did you see how fast that Sleepy died?
Yep.
That was the fastest Sleepy death I think I've ever seen.
Well, look at this turnaround from Luminosity. They've been down so far in this game, but now they're going to get some pressure in mid lane. Divios is back farming in mid lane.
He needs to teleport, and he doesn't have it.
He's going to back. He's going to have the back to base. They'll lose a tier 2 tower. Luminosity not done yet.
There's no way to stop this.
They can't really do anything against this. Where's the front line? They've got Fear No Evil. No, they don't. djpernicus is on cooldown.
You know, this is one of the reasons that I personally don't love Zeus in this meta, just because, like, if you get rushed down without your ultimate up, you can't fight 5 people. You cannot do it. Your Chain Lightning will bounce too many times to too many targets, and your Detonate's going to do 3 damage. And then all your damage is down, and you sit there and watch your Phoenix die at 26 minutes when your team was winning. They're still winning.
And look at that player damage on the charts. They're eager top 3 on player damage. However, when you look at Golden Experience, we've got a tied game once again at 27 minutes in.
You know, we can talk about how much damage you want. I mean, how many kills, too? You know, 11 on the board, but...
Damage means nothing. Overall, damage means nothing. Kills mean nothing. What means everything is the Titan death, which comes from objectives.
Snoopy might be in a bad spot here. A throwback and a return. And, yeah, we're going to see an ult. She gets all 3 onto Aror, dashes out, and should be fine from here.
Yeah, Divios uses dash to try and chase down, but can't second dash if you don't connect with the first one. So he's just going to continue farming up the lane here. A lot of grouping from Eagle on the right-hand side, though. I guess Fire Giant's going to be the next focal point from both these teams.
Right side, tier 2 still available, and it looks like Eager was starting to group to force a fight, but they're going to choose the better of it. They don't want to deal with this Khepri, who's in a pretty good spot right now, considering a 228 score right now, just ahead of Aror, thanks to the fact that he has not died 4 times. 400 gold ahead and even level.
So I did say BaRRaCCuDDa go back to base and didn't notice it, but Soul Reaver and Polynomicon now online from before he looks for any extra penetration from that Obsidian Shard. He likes to go for this Soul Reaver very, very early in these builds.
It's not a terrible idea if you consider the front line is going to be 2 people who are building a lot of health and tankiness. Why not hit him for 15%? You know, before the major warrior rise, you know, I play a lot of Hercules in ranked, and I remember just going into ranked games because no one had communication and just fighting 5 people. And one game they bought 3 Soul Reavers and I died mercilessly over and over and over. And it's good to finally see this item getting some credit because think about in Season 2 Split 3 going into Worlds, how many times did we see this item? 7 ever?
Not that often.
It
was the last item, wasn't it? It was the last item for mages
Yeah.
if there was a situation for it where they could go for it. And even then, you may even look for a Book of Toth instead just because it'll give you damage that's consistent.
But why? I mean, why not hit something for 15%? It's a little bit less damage overall, but you have the ability to just kill someone.
Luminosity doing the Gold Fury here. You saw DJ poke his nose in this general direction, and instead, Eager changed their mind and give it up.
I was going to say, who just hit that 805, and then I realized there's a Nasha on the team.
Epic uppercut hits from Aror after the blink, looking for Snoopy here. Snoopy responds with an ultimate in response. Gonna get a stun off into Divios and dash away from the yawn. So, ult for ult trade over on the solo side.
Actually, that's not a bad trade considering that Kumbhakarna's cooldown's pretty low. But then again, you look at Ami, and she does have a fair amount of cooldown reduction, 40% right now. She's capped out. So it's going to be back up in 30 seconds.
Yeah, Kumbha's going to take a little bit longer on his ultimate, I want to say as well. He did take a few little hits on the nerf train. Overall, it wasn't a low cooldown, but now, as you can see, it's about another 45 for that to be available once again. As soon as he hits 20, the more damage he'll do as well.
Fire Giant still available. Gold Fury down for quite some time still as Luminosity finds, I think, their first fair lead of the game in gold, about 2,000.
Realistically, this whole game kind of switched on its head again because for me, Eager were in control for the majority until they lost two characters very, very quickly in the jungle that turned into a Phoenix. And now from there, Eager's like, well, we need to slow down because we've got no Phoenix. And Luminosity is like, well, we've not been winning these engagements very well at the moment, so we still don't feel too dominant to go aggressive.
Snoopy again dashing away from Divios. Teleport is available for both solo laners, so they can afford some damage trade here. All ultimates available on the board, as well as Auror's finally procs in.
Divios' build here, I like it. It's crazy.
It's great.
But it's got a bit of everything.
The only worry here is the Transcendence, I was going to say.
Yeah.
It could put him in a bad spot. He chooses instead for what looks like to be a Midgardian male.
So he went for the Transcendence look and then realized that BaRRaCCuDDa was looking at him for potentially a target pick now. Yeah. That's what they're looking. So when he realized he was a target pick, he's like, all right, fine. Want to make me a target pick? I'll go for more defense, more physical defense to weather the storm, wait for rotations.
In fact, if you look at the Midgardian male procs plus the Frostbound Hammer, he's going to shut down BaRRaCCuDDa's ability to do damage and give TheBest more time without that Hunter wailing down in the front line. So I think this is the better play.
It's a better play, but he's got to be very careful of BaRRaCCuDDa. If BaRRaCCuDDa gets a hold of that rat is dead. That's the big key here. BaRRaCCuDDa has got to get on his barrier versus Divios. Divios doesn't have that big guardian just yet, though.
Yeah.
There's the ult in response. But look at the zone duty from the rest of Luminosity, keeping everybody else at bay.
Now he's waiting. He goes down a little bit early, decides to dash. He has some control.
Andy going to get poked out for the epic up. Fear No Evil goes off as well. Andy goes for the ult, doesn't connect with anybody this time round, and he's very, very low on the backside there. Snoopy's in support, but Jeff was the biggest savior there, the true support with the ultimate from downtown.
Surprising to see that Khepri use the ultimate on an... Oh my god, Aror out of nowhere, and it's going to be Snoopy taking some damage here. BaRRaCCuDDa, perfect use of the Suns. Snoopy just trying to get away at this point, but he's so slow. Aror, Groggy Strike going to hit too. Damage coming through. Is BaRRaCCuDDa able to cover, but it looks like Jeff's going down here.
Jeff will go down, and maybe even more. Snoopy's under pressure here, gets bursted to by Zapman, who claims a double kill yet again. The Ratatoskr really helped out with that, and now Eager can look towards the Fire Giant.
Let's ride in with Andy. Does he take the opportunity? Does he try to go for the steal? No. Wait, maybe?
He's got to do something here, otherwise this game could turn on its head.
No ultimate for 30 seconds. He's looking 100% at ring bounce here.
Well, Aror took a lot of poke off that. Divios on zone duty. Eager, get the Fire Giant. This could be a split.
We could actually find a 1-for-1 here, which is not something I imagine the majority of people voted for. With the way that Luminosity played last week and the way Eager played last week, I would assume that 90% of people or more took Luminosity for this win, but Eager is showing up big time to this game.
On paper, you see Envy lost to LG. Eager lost to Envy. Therefore, LG should be Eager.
And honestly, both games, or let's say all 4 games, they weren't close.
No.
Envy walked through Eager, and Luminosity did the same.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be as close as this, but Eager this week stepped it up a notch, and LG, they've not played bad in any stretch of the imagination.
And that's the best news possible for
the Pro League.
For fans of the Pro League. Yeah. I mean, having these teams be so close after what seemed like very one-sided fights, especially with Game 1. You know, we saw that surrender vote, and I'm one of the biggest advocates of F6. Sometimes when you're in a bad spot, just throw Game 1 away. Never throw away Game 2. Never throw away the end of a set.
We've heard from Allied, though, as well, that during those games sometimes you know you've lost, but you'll sit and you'll talk about what you did right and wrong before you get into Game 2.
Yeah.
However, that time, Eager clearly knew, all right, we know what we did wrong. Let's just run it back, fix things. We know what we're going to do for Game 2. They did that with the F6, and now, well, they have the Fire Giant on all 5 members. The Phoenix has respawned back in the mid lane, and now they're looking to take back control of this game.
It's going to be a very long 2.5 minutes I don't know how LG is going to weather this storm, especially with Divios being as nonsensical as he has been. Where's Snoopy? Oh, Snoopy was trying to backdoor.
Well, I'll tell you what, BaRRaCCuDDa is up in the sky right now. Going to land, going to get evaporated.
Oh,
Great ult again from
JeffHindla.
JeffHindla. And this is the power of the Khepri. Didn't even get his rewind off in time, which is still available, I might add. Divios under the Phoenix will help secure it. Eager, get the Phoenix in left, and they can rotate to mid.
Divios also protected the mid Phoenix from Snoopy as well, forcing him to back. So it's a 1-for-1 Phoenix trade. Eager finding a bigger lead now as Zapman throws down the
I thought it was
Radiance.
Snoopy in mid. I'm sorry. I thought that was like he was on defense in mid to make sure the minions were coming, not the other way around. Tier 2 tower of fall, no defense from Luminosity here. Ultimates used so far, support and support ults are down as we look towards the middle Phoenix.
That's it. And, okay, so a solo laner is going to use his big shot, though. Aurora taking a lot of damage, Boost doing a ton.
Auror's in a lot of trouble there, has to disengage. Where's Divios jumping down? He's jumping down looking for Andy, but changes his mind. In the jungle, DJ trading off with Snoopy.
Not well, though. I mean, a Humbots versus a Warrior, generally not going to go too well for Humbots at this stage.
And we saw Divios' ult was used there. No other ults used from either team.
Gold Fury going to get started up here on the left side. Luminosity wind up losing a few structures. They're going to lose another objective here, but they do manage to control that mid Phoenix. Only about a minute left on Fire Giant, so it's strange that they don't re-push.
Especially when all their ultimates are up for both teams, right?
Yep.
Like the ultimates are available for both teams. They have the Fire Giant. They could have looked for that. Instead, they respect Luminosity enough to go, okay, we got Phoenix in left. Let's take Gold Fury, tier 2 tower in mid, call it a day, and set up again for the Fire Giant one more time, more than likely.
So it's Zapman on top here at 17,900 gold.
I think we'll see that build a little bit more often now, Diem.
I think we might. Yeah, let's actually check. Can we check gold per minute? Just want to see where he's at right now. 460 gold per minute by himself.
Above Divios, the solo laner, which, you know, is credit to him as well, because Divios has always been high on those GPM charts in the solo lane. This time, Zap topping them at the moment. And Zapman, for me, this season, it's a new Zapman for me. Season 1 was one thing where he was back, he was on form. Season 2, he dipped. In fairness, he dipped. Season 3, back to old ways. He's here to win now.
Where's he going?
Power pots?
Oh, Fire Giant's, oh, I'm sorry, I thought it was spawning. Fire Giant's about to fall off in 6 seconds, and then we got a minute before it comes back up. Win condition here for Luminosity. They need to defend this left lane successfully and somehow force the mid push away from the Fire Giant.
Now, the other thing as well is we're 36 minutes in the game right now, so one team gets decided. You're probably looking at the end of the game, especially with 5 minions point down left in favor of Eager, and mid lane Phoenix being very weak for Luminosity to go and take and end the game as well. So could go either way.
4-man grouping right now for LG. Left side, Andy is trying to hold this down a little bit.
I want to see Snoopy come over here more than anything, just because Snoopy's been able to deal with Divios all game long. They've both got teleport as well, so they'll both be making the rotation at the same time.
You know, when all the cards were put on the table in Game 1, I think the communication probably said something like, all right, Divios, we know your Ratatoskr good, but this is Luminosity. Like, we can't deal with this.
Yeah.
We need you to do more. We need you to peel, be able to do more damage. I think we need something else here. Andy from max range in the back. Best going to be taken under half.
He got uppercutted and then looked to evaporate the best. Who's got Sanctuary to get himself out of danger. Divios in the sky, jumps down, but BaRRaCCuDDa finds Zapman. That's a big pick for Luminosity. Snoopy dashes in and picks up the best. The damage dealers are dead. The front line and the rat is also dead.
That's it.
3 members in half a second have been evaporated.
For some reason, they're chasing djpernicus. They either need to go to the Fire Giant right now or go right to the mid lane and take that Phoenix. In fact, I want to see both. He stopped djpernicus. Pernicus gets a crit. Will he get another one? No, not yet.
Interesting fight between the two. Snoopy losing this one. There's the bulwark proccing for the extra health. So DJ dips out of the engagement, waiting for that to wear off, potentially re-investing. But Aror, the support on the back line, is trying to stay alive. He's going to fall down to sleepy time. If Snoopy just chases this, Luminosity can win.
I mean, this is game.
This is game.
There's no way for DJ to get back in time, and even if he makes it there, he doesn't have his ultimate, he doesn't have any damage, and an insane turnaround. Luminosity from behind manage a pretty huge team fight win thanks to Andy's absolutely unbelievable max range wind fire wheels.
Now, the big thing about that wind fire wheels ultimate that he did was we didn't catch it on camera there, but Aurora used his ultimate.
Yeah.
Aurora had just ulted Andy, and Andy, on landing, had immediately chosen his target, picked his target, found his target, and then the fight that ensued after won Luminosity the fight.
Let's start with First Blood, as we like to do. You're going to see a little clip here from, I think, the Luminosity side.
Well, it's going to be Jeff we're tuning in with here with the abducts.
That.
And that's pretty much the cleanup that we kind of expected. It was actually a route that ended up happening from Jeff that set up Auror's death here. More than not, I thought it may have been Boosh in the mid lane with the stun, but it ended up being Jeff that did all the hard work.
One of the big keys here was Zapman. A different build.
Great.
Unbelievable game.
Great game.
Honestly. It's got to be heartbreaking to play that well and lose.
The funny story is we said this in the last games he played in too, that he's had very, very good games consistently, even on losing teams. And here's just some of his plays to see exactly how he's been doing. So
Zapman right to the back line. Once again, BaRRaCCuDDa trying to make a cheeky play, but Zapman just dealt this ridiculous amount of damage, and it's not done yet.
No, still going to keep going in, looking for the pick onto Jeff, and we'll find it. And then even continues his aggression on Andy there as well.
Man, Zapman, it's really heartbreaking for me to have Eager lose this game. I really felt like they were winning most of it. Andy makes one incredible play. BaRRa gets to the back line. Snoopy gets to the back line. But look at the way Zapman's playing this, man. The guy's a killer.
This season with Eager, what I seem to feel about them is Eager plays up. When they're against tough opposition, they get stronger and play even better. Against weaker ones, they kind of play down a little bit, and that kind of hurts them.
Player of the game, though, it's got to go to TheBoosh. The dude, insane amounts of damage. Over on the left side, Phoenix was basically holding it by himself. Look at the control this guy has.
I mean, I want to say this is player of the game when he's played Chronos both times. Every time he's played Chronos, I'm pretty sure he's got player of the game so far. Good performance from him. Shot. Just sat on the back this whole fight, and you'll see the yawn against Purification, and he purifies it immediately. Watch.
Look at that. That twitch shot, immediately throwing it out and getting another kill for the double. And this is where, of course, he backs off. BaRRaCCuDDa and Zapman continue to trade, but we're looking at Boosh here. That's the big deal.
And you can see what the focus of Divios is there. Get to the backline, focus Boosh, forced to rewind, but still finds all the autos, gets the pickups.
That was the double solo trade, and I think this is the end of the game here as Andy was able to find. So the BaRRaCCuDDa gets a kill on the Zapman. Oh my god, that blind shot.
Over the wall, finds it, connects it, and then him and Andy will combine to pick it up with the last auto attack from Boosh. 15-13 was a scoreline there before that Phoenix fell.
Okay, so Zapman had some great plays. BaRRa, Andy had like the game-winning play. But for me, the best play of the game was the rewind is going off in the left Phoenix, and it's not going to happen, and Jeff ults it.
Realized. He knew exactly when.
Do you know, I couldn't even fathom thinking to myself, I have to ult a Chronos who's rewinding. That's nuts.
Well, with that, that's the end of day one there. First of all, let's take a look at the standings and how North America look now. I'm pretty sure Enemy is still top.
Just barely. Not just barely.
Not just
oh
barely,
my
Diem.
God.
7-1.
I'm sorry, I thought it was 5-1.
I mean,
so I thought it was a little bit.
They've played the most games out of everybody else in the SPL of North America right now. That's why it's 8 games. 6 only for Luminosity.
Separate denial. They're 8 as well.
Okay, 4-4, third in the table right there. And let's have a look at the rest of the week for you. Obviously, that was NA today. Tomorrow we've got Europe coming at you. Friday, we'll see Paradigm versus Leftovers and see if Leftovers can continue that good performance they've had. Hungry for more and Torpedo both looking for wins. Finally,
I like this. I'm excited. Cringe Crew,
You're
Team
excited.
Dignitas. This is big for me because I'm a Cringe Crew fan. There's bias here. I'm rooting for him. I want to see these guys go all the way. I love BaRRaCCuDDa. He's one of my favorite players in the world to watch. He's on a team now that struggled last season because they didn't have a leader, and now they have one. Team Dignitas is a big hurdle for them.
They really are, and maybe they'll suffer. We'll find out if Cringe Crew can actually hold it together. Pantera versus Fnatic on Saturday, as well as Paradigm versus Dignitas. Some nice, exciting European games. Sunday, however, we will see more North American action.
Double header coming out from Envy. They're going to play 4 games straight with I think the close to bottom 2 teams right now with the Clowns and Team Allegiance.
Just want to let you all know as well, that's 1 p.m. Those games begin at the weekend now, not 3 p.m. We're back to 1 p.m. EST. And obviously, don't forget, every Monday we have Monday Night Smite, and this week, Pantera versus Cringe Crew. This should be a learning experience for Cringe Crew.
I think that's probably the best way to put it.
Best way to put it, but tune in. Maybe we'll see some upsets, and we'll find out more. But from me, Diem, everybody in production, as well as F. Adonis you saw earlier on, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back tomorrow for more SPL action.